Yeah, we're back. It's Maraca time, baby. We're unpacking here in storage, just like coming out of King Tut's tomb. The maracas are out of their cage, unleashed. Jeff Witcher, they're yours when you come to the party next summer. I have a great photo. I forgot to print it out for the Lo-Fi slideshow, but Jeff was playing the maracas when he came to the first annual MGK Bash. It'll be 2 years ago in Boston. But Jeff was here in Buffalo this summer. We're going to talk a little more about Jeff too, amongst other things. So anyway, let's shut this down. My friend here, we got Tito Portillo, or Tio, and his orchestra. Yeah, that tune right there, Cha Cha Baby. Cha Cha Baby, indeed. Look, and she's got maracas. She's like, Mike, let's do a duet. All right, I'm up for it. Let's shut Tito down. Oh, there he goes. Yeah, he's another musician on a permanent break, deceased in the land of cha-cha. All right. Oh, yeah, cha-cha-cha. All right. So anyway, we got a lot of stuff going on. It's Friday, of course, so calling this meeting of the Utica Club to session. I'm present. Colton, he was present. He's actually now, his nickname is going to be the Stairmaster for the foreseeable future. Because in the middle of the night, he likes to run down these stairs, and then you hit the second floor, and it's the hardwood, and he slides across it like he's in one of the Jackass movies and slams into the wall. I actually saw him do it. I was up in the middle of the night. I was coming out of the bathroom like I do, and the idiot came flying down right towards me, like, 2:33 in the morning. Colton's up on the night shift. Yeah, rock all night, sleep all day. Real total rock star. So anyway, what do we got going on? So yeah, last weekend was Halloween. I made a video on Halloween. Week ago today, a Friday Cheers. And so I was listening to some goth stuff because the weather is shit. It's that gloomy. Oh, I'm not going to show you. You know what gloomy weather looks like. The light here is just basically from my overhead lighting in here, and the skylight. It's not, the sun's not exactly beaming in, but I call this kind of November bleak weather. It's goth music season, right? So I pulled this one out here, The Damned. It's from their more 80s era, right? So Dave Vanian right there. And guess what? Dave Vanian's lead singer. I didn't realize, I didn't know Brian back in 1986, but he was on this album. Look, Embryonic Robot. Hard to believe, but yeah, there he was. He was over in England. He just appeared on this one album. I don't know what instrument he played. I don't think it was maracas. But anyway, there he was over there with Dave Vanian. So anyway, yeah, Dave Vanian and his wife there. His wife is Patricia Morrison from the Gun Club. She's a goth chick. Don't come out at night. They're on the embryonic tanning bed. Negative SPF 50 for a negative tan. As you can see here, they're out at night, right? There's no sun, kind of vampire-esque. So the name of that record, Anything. Really great, really excellent title track. And there's a cover version of the band Love's Alone Again, or both of those worth checking out. Definitely different than the early Damned. This and Phantasmagoria that came out right before it. That's another one with Grimly Fiendish. That's a Halloween holiday classic, if you will, right? So anyway, there's Brian and the Damned right there, and the guys just hanging out. That's great, Brian. He's everywhere. See, embryonic fashion, embryonic robot music. He's a man of mystery. He's eclectic. Super cool, like cooler than the Fonz, as the saying goes. So cheers to you, Brian. So yeah, I was listening to that, and I got into some early Sisters of Mercy. They did 3 or 4 EPs before they did their first full length, which is First and Last and Always. Mary Ann's a good track on that one. But anyway, this one, I call it the Body Electric EP because it's my favorite song on this, but After Hours is great. Train is great. Body and Soul is great. I'm a huge Sisters of Mercy fan. Probably they're in my top 5 desert island bands. Can't do without. So there they are. That looks like a pretty gloomy weather day right there, right? So let's see. I always like to show this label. It's the Merciful Release. See right there. There's the Merciful Release label. So anyway, there's the Sisters. Yeah, Halloween time with the Sisters of Mercy. Then moved on to this. This is basically, so the guy that founded 4AD Records, this guy Ivo Watts or Watt Davies. He put together this super group of all 4AD artists, including Elizabeth Fraser from the Cocteau Twins. She sings on a couple of tunes on this one. There you can see there's the 4AD label right there. So the name of this record, It'll End in Tears. I don't know, this came out around 1983, 84, something like that. So yeah, and just a really terrific sounding record this time of year. It just blends with the weather. It's simpatico, man. So anyway, Kangaroo opens it up, and then the Tim Buckley cover she does on here. This is Elizabeth Fraser singing that, called "Song to the Siren." So Tim Buckley was this eclectic folk kind of psychedelic dude. I don't have any Tim Buckley, but I remember this early Linda Ronstadt album she did with the Stone Ponies. This is at some house party, it looks like, in San Francisco. And there's Linda down in front right there, very young Linda. And there's Tim Buckley right there, laughing it up over there with some other strange chick, having a good time with the hippies. So anyway, there you have it. That's the late Tim Buckley, passed in 2005. Had a little run-in with some heroin. It didn't work out. But anyway, yeah, so here's in a stroke of irony. So she did a cover on that, Elizabeth Fraser, like I said, from the Cocteau Twins. And then, what do you know? She hooked up with Jeff Buckley. This is Tim Buckley's son. He passed in 2006 or 2007. This is his debut release, Grace, from 1995. And the two of them had a brief romance, and it's great. She was quoted as saying, meeting Jeff Buckley and having that romance was like putting on a pair of pants. It was like something that was just part of her life that had been missing. And they had a short romance there. And then so he passed, sadly. He drowned, like I said, 2006, 2007. I think he was in the middle of recording his second album. And yeah, so I think that was released posthumously. So a Mojo pin on this, Grace, really good. So I thought that was interesting trivia. That's not Elizabeth Fraser. I don't think I'm going to cover that. But the two of them had a little romance. So if you don't know Cocteau Twins, that band, check them out too. Elizabeth Fraser of This Mortal Coil. Really excellent album. So I think did some recent finds, actually, because Patty let me out of my home improvement cage. I went up to Revolver. So anybody that's coming next summer, when I tell you it's a half-mile walk, it's dangerous, right? It's just down. It's literally down the street. Like, it's quicker than me going to the 7-Eleven. It's right there. So anyway, I went in. They had almost filed a missing persons report because I literally hadn't been in that store since when I had the party in July, and we went over there. A few people that went with me, and we bought some records. And yeah, so they're like, oh, wow, my friend Zach, Kelsey there, they're like, welcome back, Mike. So yeah, I celebrated. I only bought 4 or 5 things. I'm only going to show a couple today, and I'll show a couple more next week because I haven't listened to everything. But I knew this chick, she really amazing voice, Ellen Foley. So you would know her most popular, whatever. She sang on this one. She sang on Paradise by the Dashboard Light with Meatloaf. There he is on the back. That's actually not Ellen Foley. I looked that up. Ellen Foley does not appear on the cover art of Battered to Hell. So Battered to Hell released in 1977. Classic, everybody knows it. Nothing I can say about that. But she sang on that. And she sang with a couple other bands. She sang on a Blue Oyster Cult album. She sang with The Clash. I'm going to get to that in a second. But anyway, this is her debut right here. Produced by friends of Steve at A.S. for Alice. Ian Hunter and Mick Ronson were involved with this, and they both play on this, keyboards, guitars. And they're on this, and this is it's just a terrific sounding record. $4 I got this for. I only knew one song on this. It's called Young Lust, but I've listened through this 3 times since I bought this. That was last Saturday. And Ellen Foley, she was American, but international in her success. And I actually did some acting too. She was in television in the 80s into the 90s. Married to some other guy, not Mick Jones of The Clash, though they had a romance. I was going to get to that, but I'm going to jump into that now. What the hell? She sings on the hits, not the Magnificent Seven. Where is it? Hitsville, UK. Track 2, record 1 on Sandinista, The Clash. So they had a brief romance. Not the best looking guy in the room. There he is right there. Mick Jones. But anyway, he hooked up with Ellen. They had a little romance, kiss, kiss. And yeah, right there. So she sang on Hitsville, UK. Really excellent song by The Clash. I know Embryonic said his favorite Clash album was London Calling. I'm going with this one. A lot of people think it's just a little too much. It's a triple record studio album, but I like the reggae vibes, and it's just got that going on, and I dig it a lot. That's my original copy. I bought that in 9th grade. So anyway, there's Ellen Foley. Outstanding record, like I said. We Belong to the Night opens up. The production on this, the Ronson and Hunter, it's just this big, almost like Phil Spector. It's out of this world. This is a really great record. She does a cover here of the Stones, Stupid Girl, from this album right here, from Aftermath right there. A little trivia for you. Where it is, Stupid Girl. Right there. All right. It's not a stupid cover. It's a good cover, though. So anyway, there's Ellen Foley. She's having a night out, and that's actually closes out side one on this, the track Night Out. But yeah, really brilliant. Sad Song's another one on this. Just really outstanding production. All around great record. That would be my big recommendation of the week. Check that out. So then I went down to Stone's Hole and had to go to their Satanic Majesty's Request. So, 2,000 Light Years from Home. She's a Rainbow. I had myself a little psychedelic Sunday and a little blast. And yeah, wow. Out there I went. Out having a psychedelic Sunday. Exploring, right? Yeah, there's Saturn. Wow, I didn't look at that cover close enough. It's a real trip into outer space. So back to Revolver last Saturday. I got this, the third release from Rodney Crowell. True Americana, really brilliant. He played with Emmylou Harris's Hot Band and, big influence by Guy Clark. We're going to talk about that in a second. In fact, he does a cover here on this one of Guy Clark's, where is it here? She Ain't Going Nowhere right here. There. So really great record. He's married to Roseanne Cash at the time. He was doing really well. That's 1981. This record brought to me by Embarrassment of Riches. He was at the party. I'll leave a link to his latest video in the description. So yeah, She Ain't Going Nowhere right there. So Rich brought this to this great reissue. 2023 right there. There's Guy and Suzanne on the back. Really great. So thank you for that. To Embarrassment of Riches. All right. So anyway, it's Guy Clark, old number one. Nice repressing of that. So Rodney Crowell, really quality record. This Sam St. John, if you're watching, please check that out. That is totally in your wheelhouse. And then I got this too, Brian Ferry's solo debut, 1974. No, it's not his debut. It's These Foolish Things. He'd already had a couple under his belt while simultaneously being in Roxy Music. This is all covers, Sympathy for the Devil. Really good version of that, actually. Some of this is a little campy. Hard Rains Are Gonna Fall, though. The Bob Dylan song is a highlight that kicks this thing off. There's the young, handsome Brian Ferry doing his thing. Yeah, great production on that, just like a Roxy Music album. So anyway, time for an Embryonic update. So fashion update. So Brian, he continues to expand, but a couple of people in the vinyl community have purchased jackets from Brian. They were on back order, and they're glad to get them. Guy I mentioned earlier, Jeff Witcher. It's a cold winter in Michigan, Jeff. Button that thing up and do it. See, he's thrilled he's got this jacket. Look at that smile. He lights up a room, Jeff does. Funny guy. Check out his videos. King of editing. He got the Colton Award for that. So Jeff, love the jacket. En français. Speaking of français, this guy's in Montreal. This is Mark over at Twanger's Turntable. He's accessorizing with the jacket. So you can see Mark's got these cool shades on because the glare of the snow in Montreal, like it's reflecting. And then he's got his cool Iron Maiden beanie hat on, winter hat, called a toque up there in Quebec. So anyway, there he is, Mark. Shout out to you, Twanger's Turntable. And thanks for embracing embryonic fashion. I mean, only the cool people do it, just like Brian himself. So here he is with a couple of people from the vinyl community, including myself. Again, I was up in Toronto this week for yet another photo shoot. I wish Brian would come down to Buffalo and do a photo shoot, but by the time we do that, he'll be rolling out his summer fashion line, and we'll do that at Niagara Falls in between stunts when he's jumping off in a barrel and stuff like he does at Niagara Falls. Parachutes. So yeah, there's Alex at Beer and Vinyl. These are kind of like a bomber jacket look, leather. Looks like a brushed suede there for Alex. And Brian's going leather right there. The two of us looks like our jackets. Yeah, we're bookending Alex in the suede. We've got the cool leather bombers going. So anyway, Alex he was so thrilled. And Brian said, look, these are prototypes. Take these jackets. So yeah, really great. Generous as always. A couple other guys. Steve at A is for Alice, B is for Bob, C is for Colton. Look at him. He's giving that side eye to Trevor over there going, hey, aren't we the coolest? And Steve's actually got those cool slacks. So also this is part of Brian's, kind of après-ski selections for when you've been skiing all day and you're doing some après-skiing and you're meeting hot-looking chicks in the lodge. And look, Trevor is accessorizing. He's called Captain Trevor because he's wearing his captain hat with that faux fur coat. And Steve with that brilliant kind of sweater thing going on and those plaid pants. Really great. The guys look thrilled. And it was great to see the guys. And lastly, Brian, speaking of skiing, he does like skiing. This is just after he got coming off the slopes with some strange woman. And there they are, betting, we're gonna head into the lodge, probably, have a couple of martinis, a couple of beers, gluten-free, and yeah, have some good times. So anyway, there's Brian. That's his ski line. Note the absence of any kind of logo. The skis don't count. Brian doesn't make skis. He just makes this brilliant winter outerwear. Note the absence of any kind of a logo here. So there you have it. Embryonic, Brian, robot, fashion icon. He's many things to many people in the vinyl community. So anyway, that'll do it for a Friday. Cheers. Gloomy day, but make the most of it here in beautiful downtown Buffalo. Maybe I'll go to Revolver tomorrow because it's heading into that buying season, right? And I've got some stuff. When I put all my stuff away, I have another purge pile, so maybe I'll do some of that. And yeah, anyway, I got my CDs too all put together. See over here. Got those put away last weekend, so that's a nice update for you. So on a Friday, cheers. That'll do it. Peace out. See you in the next video.